Hello and welcome back. We're here to watch pole vault. So let's watch pole vault.
Okay, starting with this first practice, I went more or less. I was training for this jump.
That helps. I'm like, you're practice.
There you go.
Just decently warming up. I believe these are out of order. I'm not totally sure what the order actually is on these. This was a decent jump. So I said last week that I was going to work on getting this left arm, this or not left, this top arm to see how it's kind of pushing away a little bit on this top, instead of bending and staying with the pole and flagging off a little bit, keeping it straight, and that kind of just blocks out just a little bit. And I could get just like a little bit more out of the pole if I kept with it a little more. So I was thinking this practice. I was thinking about turning my hip, like my right hip, turning my hip into the pole as I turn into from the invert into the top of the jump, and then just letting my top arm be a little bit more relaxed and letting it bend a bit.
Nice. Better.
That one might have been better with the top arm. Swing was pretty nice. Yeah, that one was definitely better. You see how this top hand right here. So I'm in a nice invert position, and then as I turn, thinking about turning this right hip into the pole, and I'm keeping the top arm a little bit more relaxed, and it just gets a little bit of a better pike over the bar. I mean, it's subtle, it's small, a few centimeters maybe, hopefully, but that one I blew through a bit, but it was still better with what I was working on with that top hand. It was better. That's what I want on some of these jumps, even especially in practice. Even if I blow through, and I miss the bar, but I had good technique on it, like that's exactly what I want out of that jump.
Nice. There you go, Jack.
I think so. This is 4 lefts. I believe the bar is at 15'7" on most of these,
That looks so.
which is I could definitely jump higher from 4 lefts, but 15'7" is a decent practice bar. I mean, it's just high enough to where like I really have to work in order to get over it, but I can still get over it well many times. And then on these, like, fortunately in the latter half of practice, sometimes I end up being shallow on almost every jump. And yeah, that one's just shallow again. See, my technique is pretty good on the takeoff. I'm just that a little bit shallow. Like I'm not quite driving into the pit like I was at the start of practice on some of these. And the swing is a little bit. Swing is a little bit harder to get around. Yeah, they end up just kind of looking clunky sometimes, these latter half jumps.
There we go.
That one is actually better. I'll take that one.
Yes, but I couldn't take it.
It's been a while since I've had on like really good days. I can get this massive left leg swing. I actually think it comes from the jump. I think it comes from the plant. Sometimes like I can get my plant set up really well and the swing just clicks and just goes really fast.
Again.
There we go. Nice.
Kind of like that one a little bit. That one moved a lot better,
Again.
but it's still just a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that one just connected really well from not so much the swing, but I would say from this position to here. Did a really good job connecting to the pole and extending upwards. And it's just that little bit shallow. I probably should have moved my standards up. Just because I've been landing shallow so many times.
Point to fight it.
Decent one. It just came out
There's
flat.
no point to fight it.
I just didn't. I didn't keep good enough pressure on the pole. It just got away from me. Like I kind of closed off my shoulder angle a little bit. It got away from me. And then just shooting me out instead of up. Wrong direction. And yeah, I'm just flagging way off. But it started before that. It started with the pressure from this takeoff, and then I let it get away from me like right here. Kind of lost pressure on top of the pole. I let it bend weird instead of like driving into the pit, keeping the pressure out. Like I need to have a better feeling in my top hand. It's a little bit hard to explain, but that one got away from me a little bit. Like the shoulder angle got away from me when I should have kept it stronger. That's better with the shoulder angle. Yeah, my shoulder angle here is better at getting better pressure, better control of the pole. And then that allows me to go upwards instead of out. It's just the standards are just too far back for long. I guess for my legs.
Go. Oh, that probably stung.
All right, that was the January 9th practice. And I actually practiced outside this time. We went to Rice University. Girls had a track meet. Minnesota doesn't have an indoor track season, and so the men's team did not compete, but we went down there and trained. So it was outside. I was happy to see. I was happy to see. No, actually, I can't really tell on this one. Maybe it got what I was working on with the top arm. Maybe it got away from me a little bit. I think I fixed it better. That's nice.
Nice, Jack.
Yeah. It can be hard to change something and then go to the next practice. Hard to like actually make it stick and do it. Make it part of a regular vault. I want to not have to think about it, and that just requires a lot of reps, to be honest. A lot of reps actively thinking about it, and then hopefully move on.
Nice.
I think I kept the top arm better on that one. Yeah, this one's better relaxed top arm. I was able to get pretty good cut on that. Yeah, I had that one decent one, and then I started getting stood up on a lot of them. But it's actually, so here's the thing, is on this practice, I was doing a lot of good speed work. I was actually feeling really fast in my running workouts down at Rice University. But when I was vaulting, I was focusing a lot on, I was getting out really hard, and I was running really hard, basically. I was running really hard down the runway, and I felt like I didn't have as much right at my mid mark. So from probably about this moment on, like it felt hard to keep my speed. Even from 6 laps, it felt hard to maintain my speed, because I look faster than normal. I guess I'll show you a video later, and I probably am faster in the first couple steps,
There you go.
but it just really kills my connection with the plant.
There you go.
So I did not have, yeah, and then I ran through, and I never run through. If I run through, like, it's something that's actually really quite wrong.
There you go.
I can get a little bit arrogant sometimes. I can get a little bit obsessed with thinking that I need to run faster. I need to run faster, blow through this pole, get on the next one. At this point, all I want is some consistent jumps, to be honest. You know. But I'm actually recording 3 days on this one.
Nice, Jack.
I'm going to skip ahead because I want to talk about, so on that last practice at Rice, like I was really kind of like grinding out the run. I really wanted to run faster and blow through that pole. But it's actually easier, more consistent, and I actually jump higher when I try to run smoother. And I mean, I get out, instead of getting out like as hard as I can, first 2 steps, I certainly get out decently well. I get out, I have a good first 2 steps, but then I give it some time to develop. And really, yeah, this one just looks smoother on the run. So first 2 steps, and then from right here, I'm taller. I'm not. I almost felt like at Rice, like I was clawing my way down the track. This practice is more. I was lifting my feet. I'm striking them down. More so. And I definitely have a better vault. I definitely have better jumps when I'm running that way. And I can run longer too.
There you go. That was better.
I kind of took more. From 4 laps. But I wanted to get back to 6 this practice. It just doesn't have the snappiness. It doesn't have the snappiness in it that it sometimes does. Snappiness in this one. Okay, so this is from 6 now.
There you go.
That was a good jump from 6 levels. I want to look at it. So I was taking off. I was probably even taking off a little bit out on this one. I could be right at this this big line, the 12. I could be right at the 12. I'm just a little bit closed off. I can work the pole a bit better, be a little bit bigger. I could be bigger with my hands a little bit earlier, getting my hands up and driving them forwards. Give me a little bit better pressure, be able to work the pole a little bit better. But it was still quite decent. And I'm glad to see that the top arm is bending a little bit more than it has been. And so I actually think that it might have been able to make that change pretty quickly, which would be great.
There you go. Better.
I believe that bar is 490, 16 speeds. And again, I'm a little bit out. Stop it.
Hang on.
See. Okay, as a lot. There's a lot out on this one. This one, I had the similar pain to that first time that hurt my knee, the first in December. There's a lot less, and I actually felt like I could have kept jumping, but I decided not to. I decided to call it. I mean, it was the right decision because I tried jumping on this last Friday, and it was still very irritated. Doesn't hurt like I even had like a good like maximal sprint day on this Thursday. But I can't jump on it. Like I jump on it or I try getting out hard on it and it just hurts a lot. Which I need to be able to, like I've been trying just to get to the meet. Like I have the meet on the 27th, 6 days. I've been trying to just get to a meet, let alone do well at it. And this knee injury really came out of nowhere. I've never had like an acute knee injury in track. It's different from other injuries, like a hamstring. I used to pull my hamstring a lot freshman year, but I've kind of learned. I've learned what to expect from that, and how long, what to do, and also how long it takes for the muscle to heal. But this knee, I don't know. I don't like tendon pain. It just lasts and just won't go away. It's just persistent, ridiculously. But anyways, that's the pole vault review for this week. I will see you. Maybe not. I will see you later. Not quite sure when that is. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.